This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Parrott, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Podcast.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing News. I am Phil. Joining me as always is...
Hi, I'm Kristen.
And that's right. You're lucky people. It's time for part 2 of our Prodigal coverage. All right. So yes, part 2 covering Robin.
Part 2 there.
Part 2, yes. Robin number 11, Batman 513, and Batman Shadow of the Bat 33. Robin is from November 94, and the other two are from December 1994. I was in high school still. You're like, yeah, I was in
4th grade. Yeah, November 94, I was in 4th grade.
I was a sophomore. Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yeah,
lots of youths out there today that were just born or weren't even born.
I know. It doesn't seem that long ago, but yeah.
And yet, it was.
Like when they say certain like storylines are like 20-some years old, I'm like, no, it can't be. But it's like 94. It's like, yeah, it's like what, 26 years old?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So yes. Oh, but before we get to that, I think we have some breaking news. Didn't you say? If anyone's been on the internet, you may have seen that Diamond and DC Comics are kind of in a game of chicken. Because Diamond says they're going to start releasing like mid or late May maybe, and DC was like, nah, we're gonna go last week of April with like different distributor. So did you say you saw Nightwing and a new issue of Nightwing you would be getting at the end of the month?
So I get. Remember, I've told you my dad and I share the comics, so I get Nightwing digitally through Comixology, so that way I always have it, since the comic book store I go to is where I grew up, not where I live. So I get Nightwing digitally, and then later I get it. But then we also get it in hard copy. And I got an email from Comixology that said you're supposed to be getting this on, I think it's the 29th. That's next Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
I think it said something about the 29th. And I was like,
that makes sense. I think that's when DC is supposed to start rolling them out again. Yeah.
So we'll
that's
see.
what they're talking about. So that makes sense.
Other exciting news, though, in terms of things coming out from the Amazon, I had just got today a little Amazon notification that the YA graphic novel Dick Grayson, The Lost Carnival, is coming out, and it's supposed to be getting to me on Friday or something, so we'll see.
This week?
Yeah, I was surprised because I thought it wasn't supposed to come out until May, but they said it's coming.
Unless they're rushing that because they had it like printed already or something.
Yeah, the one by Michael Mordecai.
Huh.
I don't know. Yeah. It says it shipped today, but because everything's taking slower, I'm supposed to get it on Friday. So we'll see. Also, I think over the weekend, I'm supposed to get Robin, the Bronze Age Omnibus. Because when things come in real books, I'm a sucker. It's sucked in. Damn, Jeff Bezos gets all my money.
I was trying to look up to see if I could see. I'm on DC's website, but I'm not.
So I guess time will tell. We'll find out on Wednesday.
So yeah, maybe by the end of April we might have a new Nightwing issue. Oh my lord, I think it was like it might have been like a month or two old, but I saw an article, I think it was from Bleeding Cold today, and the headline was like, what was it? It was, I'm trying to remember, I don't want to get the phrasing right. I think it was something like, will Nightwing get his dick back?
Oh, he better.
Yes.
Can't keep going by Rick. No.
Rick.
But yes, wow, yes. The double entendre headlines just write themselves now, don't they?
I think that's like the only reason they want to change. If DC would want to change his name for any reason, it's just because for all the jokes and stuff.
But why would you not want those jokes? I mean, come on, it's memorable. I don't think they would. I don't think they would change it. I mean, he's 80 years old and he's been going by Dick for 80 years. I mean,
I'm here for Dick.
Yeah, if you were going to change his name, you should have changed it maybe back when you should have changed it in like 1980 when when he went full time to the Teen Titans and was all like, you know what? I'm a grown up now. And maybe I don't want to be known by this nickname.
True.
But I think it takes a real man to go by Dick. So he should keep it.
Yeah.
It shows he's not afraid.
True.
Plus, I don't really like Rick. Almost every Rick I've known has been a dick. So Rick needs to go. Dick needs to come back.
That's right. I just hate the shutdowns push that back even further because it's probably coming in 75. But
this actually, we haven't missed a Nightwing because he was one of the last books that came out at the end of March. So if they're starting back up the last week of April, Nightwing's actually, we haven't missed an issue.
I'm just, I know when they say when they come back, that I don't think it's going to be, everything that was supposed to be on that, first week of April. I think they said they're going to like open slowly. So I don't know if it's just going to be a couple issues and then just like build up. But yeah, so I mean, if nothing else, Nightwing may be the one we're not going to like lose any time on. Maybe I don't know.
That would be only fair because he's already lost a bunch of time since he has amnesia.
Oh,
the least they could do is not have us real people lose time.
Come on, where's the button? Okay. Yeah, so we don't lose time. I was looking forward to that Catwoman 80th anniversary issue, so hopefully that comes out soon.
Oh, yeah, was that one of the ones that got delayed?
It was supposed to be in April sometime, so yeah, I think that and Joker, I think, but I was looking forward to the Catwoman's one more, I think.
Well, we got the Robin one, and that was obviously the best, most important one. So,
and I need new Batman. I need to see this punchline that they're all trying to hype up.
Oh, right, yeah, that's it. It's Punchline's fault. Punchline gave us COVID-19.
Oh, breaking news. PBR Newsarama. I want to see that headline. Kristen said, Capes and Lunatics. Kristen says, character punchline.
Cat Grant can cover it, or like Vicky Vale or something. Hey, if people can say 5G, if people can say 5G is giving it to you,
I know. And then DC
was a nefarious supervillain plot.
DC was planning that a thing. They were going to have their own 5G thing. So every time I hear people say, "Oh, 5G's caused Corona," I just want to say, "What, DC's 5G?"
Yes. It's their fault.
That's right.
Every time you write a trash comic, someone gets sick.
Oh, burn.
Burn.
All right, you want to jump into these issues?
Okay, yes. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
So I just kind of build up here. There is something that I did want to point out a couple in. So Tim has the dream. Oh my God, instead of waking up at school, I forgot the answers, or I went to school naked. He goes to school as Robin. But this I thought was very interesting because it kind of gives a little extra insight into why Tim became Robin, and still kind of emphasizes that even though Tim has a dad, many of the Robins are still looking at Bruce as a sort of surrogate father figure. Because he even says, all those years I wanted Dad and me to do things together. I guess that's why I became Robin. Something to do while Mom and Dad were trotting around the globe, digging up ancient civilizations. Something to fill the empty place in my life. That's one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
That's on,
before
on this page.
Yeah, before he became Robin, his parents were all worried about business and, their business and everything. Then he becomes Robin, his parents got kidnapped in a Detective Comics arc. The mother gets killed, then his father gets put in a wheelchair,
Yeah. I thought it was interesting because sometimes, because it gives him more motivation. I think it's always good to have multiple motivations. Tim's motivation isn't just Batman needs a Robin. There's also something in it for himself. Which is fine. I don't think it makes him, worse. Let's be honest. They always talk about, even if you volunteer and do good things for other people, you're always getting something in return. Even if it's a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah, it was an original thing too, and it added more tension to Tim's character too, because it's like, oh, I really want to tell my dad I'm Robin, but if I do, not only will he try to make me quit, two, he's gonna know who Batman is. Mm-hmm. My dad's gonna figure out the whole organization if I, Sure. But I like this art. Sure. I like this Phil Jimenez art.
Mm-hmm. That's a good guy. Two-Face getting all mad about Robin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because remember we have to hype up that whole Dick and Two-Face storyline. So it's like,
exactly. Although I think it's funny that he's already got Robin in the Tim Robin costume, even though the one he particularly remembers and is annoyed by is Short Pants Robin. But such is life.
And in certain stories, especially in the 90s, it was like, Joker was all obsessed with Robin, especially, once Tim becomes Robin. He's like, I killed you. How dare you come back, So it's like in the 90s, I think, either through Dick or Tim, it's like Robin was driving a lot of criminals more insane than Batman was.
Yeah, I guess because I don't know why. But they have to be figuring out something's going on, even if they didn't go. You can't stay young forever, except in comic books, apparently.
But
and then we have Tim with his girlfriend. This is kind of his main girlfriend for a long time in the Robin comics, isn't it?
Yeah, until he starts dating Stephanie Brown. Yeah. Yeah, they're like Russian immigrants. I know you're mad.
That's cool art.
Oh yeah, Tim and Dick as Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, they're so ridiculously muscly though. I feel like that's so 90s. Look at their leg. Look at Tim's legs. He has 5 muscles in his thigh.
Oh, I know.
Is that even possible? I don't know.
With exercise, maybe, but for a kid his age, I don't know.
Yeah.
I could just say it's sculpted body armor or something.
There you go. Like when you buy your kid a Halloween costume and you've got, Batman or Wolverine's got the 6-pack. Perfect. That's right. That's right.
But this is part of Prodigal, but since it's a Robin issue, it focuses a lot on Tim, so.
Right, yeah. Yeah, which I think is actually part of the reason that even though Prodigal is more of a Dick story, there are a number of times where Tim really outshines him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, that's partially because, Dick doesn't have his own book and Tim does. So here's a question. Which Two-Face suit do you think is better? Black and white Two-Face, observe, ta-da, or the kind of purple and orange Two-Face suit he's got going on here?
like if I had to picture him in my head, and what the classic look I think would be the orange and purple, but I kind of like that black and white because it really has like a yin and yang thing going to it. And
I'm wondering if maybe the black and white one is actually a tuxedo, so maybe the other one was a suit, and now he's in his dress tuxedo.
it looks like it, yeah.
Because Two-Face is a stylish man.
He was an attorney.
Exactly. Who won't be underdressed?
But yeah,
then he goes and kills all of those district attorneys.
yes.
And then, of course, Dick, again, banging us on the head with the, something's gonna happen with Two-Face. What if I can't stay a step ahead of Dent? How many are gonna die because of me, Tim? You can't think of it like that. What a way is there to look at it? Two-Face makes the rules. If you don't understand what they are and you make a wrong guess, then someone dies. No second chances, no timeouts. I mean, I guess, but that's such a negative way to think of it.
I love this one.
How many more are going to die because of you? No, it's how many more are going to die because of Two-Face.
But I love when Tim tells him we have to distance ourselves, and when Dick says the cold light of reason, huh? Distance. Maybe that's what made the real Batman what he is. I never got the hang of that.
Yeah.
Because Dick's an emotional person.
Yes. Well, so is Bruce, but Bruce is much better at repressing them.
Yes, and Bruce only lets out some of them, like like anger,
anger, angst,
yeah. Dick has more connection.
Annoyance.
Dick has more connection.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely true. I think that's one of those things though where, everybody talked about how different Dick and Bruce are, but at the same time they're also very much alike.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of those things is, yes, Dick is much more in touch with his emotions than Bruce is, but I mean, Dick has a temper too, Bruce has a temper. Dick is generally better with his emotions, but yeah, it's like Bruce definitely feels emotions. He just doesn't want to let you know that he feels them.
Yes.
But there, see, look how ridiculously ripped Dick is in that picture.
Well, yeah. I mean, if anyone, I can buy that with Dick, just because I mean, he was basically an aerialist since he was a child. I mean, there's even stories where he says, I learned to walk on a tightrope, and he's been a superhero, or at least a sidekick, since how old?
That's just kind of crazy. I don't know if lace can actually ever be sculpted like that.
But yeah, they're trying to figure out Two-Face's plot because he's gonna get his revenge on the city. Chaos.
And then he gets in somehow to like the actual server or something.
Well, yeah, Two-Face is like,
I guess he's in the courthouse.
Yeah, he's in the basement of the courthouse. Yeah, I guess that's where the mainframe is. And he's changed his clothes again. That clothes horse. Now he's in like overalls, and
I know, now he looks ridiculous.
Well, he's gonna use a chainsaw. I guess he's
Well, yes, I know. You can't chainsaw in a tuxedo. It just isn't done.
Gotta have. He flipped a coin to see what he'd wear. That coin kept telling him to wear different things. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that last pink flash is pretty cool. Yeah.
I do like how they have the 90s Batman cape kind of go. Like, obviously there's some sort of shoulder pad thing there.
They did that a lot with Bruce. That was mostly, I think, in Prodigal. I remember seeing that. Yeah, like the edge, it goes up.
I mean, it's cool. It's kind of more bat-like.
It is, yeah.
Well, and maybe, I mean, we know Dick likes big collars, so maybe it was a little shout out to Disco Wing there.
Or unless he's trying to like streamline it, because you remember when we get the Batman Reborn, in the 2000s, he's like, what was he telling Alfred? He's like, I feel like I got a circus tent on my back.
It's like a Kevlar ball gown. He says some pretty good things. And then, boom, the generator kicks in, so now we can see it in the light.
Yep. Two-Face.
Different kind of art, but I like this one too.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's different artists on it.
It looks not quite as ripped in this one, so I think I like that. Two-Face gets away. Oh, yes, this when I was reading it this morning. This reminded me, remember the last time when we were talking and they went down the stairs and then at the end they had their outfits on and I thought, oh my God, Phil was right. Look, there they are, halfway dressed up the stairs and then they reach the top of the stairs, totally different clothing. Well, they're changing somewhere on the stairs.
At least they show them taking off their shirts walking up the steps. I mean,
exactly, but it's funny how they have their shirts off but the gloves still on. Wouldn't you take the gloves off first?
You would think. It'd be easier if nothing else. I mean, especially that Batman costume. You're gonna get those sleeves over those gloves with the
right, yeah. It's like the sleeves go under the gloves, so don't you need to take the glove, but whatever. We're nitpicking.
But yeah, because Two-Face gets away from him at the courthouse because he threatens to chainsaw a hostage.
Yeah, which I guess I'd save the hostage and let Chainsaw Man get away.
Then Two-Face takes off in his car and Dick's like, oh, maybe this is one time we should have taken the Batmobile instead of that subway rocket. I think he just had issues with the subway rocket because that Gene Paul Valley used that a lot.
That was cool. Then I love this. They're wearing like the most 90s outfits possible.
I know. I'm just like, they're like basically in their own house. Why did Dick have to put like a sport coat on or whatever?
I don't know, but I love Tim's outfit. The Henley with the short sleeve button up over it. Classic. I mean, it's very high school. Like it's very fitting. But yeah, it just cracks me up. I know, but yeah, it's like, why don't you just put some sweatpants on or something?
And Tim, maybe you're testing yourself, more like hoping to prove myself, buy back some confidence, and it's my last chance. One more failure, and I'm either dead or out.
I know, that's so melodramatic. But hello, look at them both chugging orange juice from the carton.
2 different cartons, yes.
Well, I mean, if they want to chug at the same time, you each need your own.
I know. I was saying, you don't have to worry about germs if you each got your own.
Exactly. Bruce is a billionaire. He can afford for them to buy 2 cartons of orange juice at the same time.
And Alfred's not there to yell at them.
Exactly. So they're living it up.
Oh, Lord. And
boom, Two-Face back in the classic orange and purple.
And his room is painted 2 different colors. Oh, just like Batman Forever.
Yeah, and see how one side of the room is nice and neat and the other one is not?
Yep. And it's painted a darker color.
Man, he's so on point. He's so on point. Then he's all introducing us to things about computers. This is how people like me who didn't know anything about computers back in the day learned things about computers, because you're like, oh wow, that's what binary is. I'll never forget, there's that episode in Batman the Animated Series. It's the one with the computer game. Not the Minotaur, not If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich, but the other one where he traps Gordon inside it. He delivers.
Oh yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, that other one. Yeah.
Yeah. And like that's how I learned the difference between software and hardware, was that episode of Batman the Animated Series, because I had no idea when I was 9, the computer, or 8 or whatever that one came out, the computers were going to be my whole life now. I think a computer was a toy, and I was like, wow.
Not quite soft, not quite hard.
What did she say?
Not quite soft, not quite hard. But yeah, so Two-Face is going to take down the whole system with 2 keystrokes. Get it? Command and Enter. That's the same time.
Now, did John Paul Valley break the window?
No, I don't think. No, I know there was one issue where there was like kids throwing rocks at. Then they got scared off when they felt like an earthquake when the subway rocket got back.
Oh. Okay, that's kind of funny.
But
and Dick doing laundry.
Yeah.
That. Amazing. Now all he just needs is a haircut.
What, Dick? Oh, wait till Nightwing #1.
I know. Okay, blah blah blah. Stuff happening. They bust in the old school car.
Oh, well,
Good times. That's a great picture.
oh yeah.
No, wait, there it is.
Well, Blackgate. There's too many prisoners at Blackgate, and then they're trying to transport some, but the van or whatever transporting them, yeah, the prisoners crash it, and
Yeah, but that's kind of what that's Two-Face's thing is he's trying to overload Blackgate, right? So
he's trying to just create chaos. Yeah, overflow the prisons. Release inmates that shouldn't get out. Yeah, just chaos.
Well, that's a pretty intense kick too. That high up, that feels like a pretty acrobatic.
Yeah, because there's a hostage situation at the theater, so Batman and Robin take the Batmobile this time. The cool 40s.
Take care of it, and then Two-Face hangs one of his henchmen.
Oh my lord! But again, with Dick shows up as Batman, and Gordon's like, him again, the third one.
Yep, because he won't tell him.
So yeah, Batman and Robin take down the escaped prisoners.
And then Two-Face rigs up a thing that we'll know is like what he did during the first time with Robin when he kills his henchman, like the double gallows kind of thing.
Yeah, but he uses the Lady Justice statue for the other. Yeah.
Yep. Like, okay, the end game, the target will probably be the Batman. Although maybe the target will be Robin.
I don't think that makes Dick feel any better. That would make Dick feel any better.
No, it will make him feel worse. I'm just saying.
I know.
That's kind of where they're laying stuff. And now the shadow of the bat is falling on Prodigal Part 6.
Yep.
More binary code. And then boom, Harvey Kent lives at 221C Finger Street. Little shout out to Bill Finger there.
Yep.
Gordon having a spat with his wife. Prison stuff. And then boom, I thought this was kind of cool, jumping ahead to the exciting stuff. When he goes and meets Harvey Kent, Harvey Kent has like his own little Two-Face thing going on there since he interrupts him shaving.
Yep.
Half shaved, half not. And then, oh my god, when I read this, I was really kind of disappointed, but I guess Lucius Fox is a very better professional person. But I was really shocked that Lucius didn't call this dude out on his racism. I mean, that Russian guy says, I always prefer to deal with the organ grinder rather than his monkey. So Lucius,
yeah.
I've been like, oh, hell no, get out right now.
I don't think it was meant like that, but yeah, I get that. But
yeah, but I mean,
well,
that's really racist.
Don't worry, all the Russians get theirs. This sets up the first story when Bruce is back, though. Yeah,
they better because they insulted Lucius.
Oh, yeah.
And you
don't worry, Bruce comes back with a new costume and smacks some Russians around. Don't worry.
Okay, good, because that dude was a huge jerk to Lucius. And then he just shot those security guards just because.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck?
I forget it's Batman. Was it Batman 515? Does it go in the detective? It might. But yeah. That's like Bruce's first one back. But yeah, Blackgate's getting crazy. The prisoners finally decide to riot.
Batcave. We're seeing security guards start at the Wayne building. Heck, it's Alley. Robin's like, maybe we should go. And then police, Zierhard, Blackgate, we have trouble. He's like, okay, that's what we gotta focus on. Make sure what we need is in the trunk. And then Dick, I'll just familiarize myself with the terrain. Is Blackgate newer?
What? I mean,
like Dick saying,
I don't know. I didn't even think it was like on an island like that. But I mean, unless it might be new. I don't know. Again, all the continuity changes. I don't know.
I suppose maybe he just wants a refresher.
Or maybe he will. Yeah. I mean, even if he had been there, it's probably been years.
Yeah. And then Sarah falls asleep.
After her and Jim fight, yes.
Yep. And then this I think is good. This thing with with Dick and Tim that, you know, Tim's still growing, and yeah, kind of part of being Robin isn't just doing everything crazy. It's also what Dick says, better to be mature enough to know your limits than to find out later that you don't.
Yeah, because they were gonna hang glide over, and Tim's like all nervous. But you know what Tim should have did? He should have been like, "Hey, I'm not feeling too thrilled about this. Why don't I go check out the Wayne Corp shooting, and while you're over at Blackgate?"
Yeah, although they did say that Montoya and Bullock had it.
But I mean, if Tim's not going to go over either way, might as well just, Yeah. So yeah, Dick flies to Blackgate alone. So yeah, Tim's gliding over, sees some cops getting shot. So he's taking
and then he stirs things up by sticking a batarang on that light, which is pretty snazzy. And then all the people who are trying to start a riot are like, "Oh my god, let's take down Batman!"
Yeah, because
so how he gets him in a net.
Well, yeah.
Or no, I guess
he must have had a net. Yeah, he's got gas.
Yeah, I guess he must have that net with him. Yeah.
But then he sees the biggest, you know what they say, prison rules, find the biggest guy and take him down. That's what Dick does.
Yeah.
The guy leading these prisoners pulls a convincing Bruce.
I know, he really does not look like himself in that one at all.
No, because even like when you can see his chin, it looks like Bruce. I mean, unless they did that on purpose, had the mask squeeze him a certain way so it looks like Bruce's jaw or something. Because they want everyone to think it's the original. I love the one prisoner pulls a gun. He's like, any man who forces me to deal with him personally, and he just whacks the guy in the head with a batter.
I know, yeah, that's pretty funny. We'll regret it. And he's like, okay. And then, because Batman took out the main guy, boom. It's done.
Yeah, so Gordon.
He gets back on his little thingy. And then this is kind of cool. It's almost like a Dick Bruce Two-Face Batman, although I think it's just supposed to be like, I'm normal. Now I'm getting stressed out thinking about Two-Face. There, I'm the spider waiting for the fly. Next up. Now we're at the end of part 2.
Yep.
Part 6.
So yeah. Oh wait, I'm trying. I think next issue is like the finale of Two-Face, and then we got some more like one-off issues and stuff.
Let's see. Yep, I think you're right.
Yeah, next issue is Detective.
Yep, because next issue is Detective.
Yeah, that's the last Two-Face one.
So, yep, wrapping it up. Got some more Robin stuff.
Yeah, just because next time is what? Detective 680, Robin 12, and Batman 514. And then the final part 4 Prodigal will be Batman Shadow of the Bat 34, Detective 681, and it all wraps up in Robin 13.
Yeah.
We all know what happens there.
That one has some of my favorite moments.
Sure it does. But I like some of those one-offs with Dick, like the Batman 514, the Shadow of the Bat with Tallyman.
Yeah, those ones are coming up. Yeah, the 514 one that's coming up next week.
Yeah, the Tallyman one is insane because he first shows up in Nightfall because he goes after Jean Paul because he thinks he's Bruce, but then Jean Paul really messes him up, so now he comes after Dick thinking he's Jean Paul.
Oh yeah, Tallyman, he's that real tall, skinny guy with the ginormous teeth. Yeah. He's kind of nightmare-inducing, to be honest. His face is pretty creepy.
He's like a paid killer. He's not supposed to be a nice guy.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We even get a cameo by Jean Paul Valley towards the end of this thing.
extra. He's extra creepy. I don't know. There's just something about him that's creepy in a different way. Like, I don't actually find Two-Face all that scary. And I mean, if I met him in real life, I'm sure I would. But in the comics, but I don't know. There's something about that Taliban that's kind of like,
Yeah.
The heebie-jeebies, as they say. So yeah. Coming up.
So yeah, this part was good, but yeah, we got a lot more Tim this time, which is fine by me.
Yes.
What you got to expect when you get a Robin issue? So
yeah, well, I mean, there's a Robin issue in every part because it's like because it's in those three. No, it's in those four main books, right? Robin, Detective, Batman.
Yeah, and those four. But yeah, I mean, the Two-Face stuff is all right, but yeah, I kind of like some of the single ones we got before Two-Face and after.
Oh, I guess there's three. I guess there's three Robins: 11, 12, and 13.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of them. So maybe part 3 doesn't have a Robin issue, and then it's part 4 that does.
Yeah, I think so because next time has a Robin issue, and then hold on, I got it right here. Yeah, because next time it's Detective, Robin, and Batman. Then no, these last two parts we get a Robin because
oh, you know what it is? The first part doesn't have a Robin, but it kind of does have a Robin for me because they actually started with Robin Zero. Yeah. So technically the first part doesn't have a Robin.
Yeah, last week we had Batman, Shadow, and Detective. Yeah.
But we actually talked about Robin Zero too.
That's right.
It has that amazing last page.
Oh yeah, showing Dick taking over. Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Next week we'll have the big wrap up. Do you think Dick's gonna defeat Two-Face?
I don't know. Not like I remember buying up.
My bet is yes. I said my bet is yes.
I was gonna say not like I remember buying it off the newsstand then, but yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yes. I mean, like I said, I like the Two-Face stuff, but I kind of like the stuff before it and the stuff after it because, like, Dick is like more confident and like more badass.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the Two-Face thing is cool. They just are beating us over the head with it a little too much. That it's like, my life is over if I don't defeat Two-Face. I basically will have no confidence. I can't. I mean, like you said, yes, we get that this is Dick kind of moving back to Gotham after things kind of eventually went sour with the Titans. So he's not in the best place. But I mean, there's not being in the best place. And then there's pretty much thinking you're an abject failure, which is kind of what he's doing in a lot of these.
And I think they try to set him apart from Bruce too, because it's like, oh, no man could be a machine except for Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's like the ultimate fighting machine. No one can keep up this pace. This is kind of what we get towards the end, yeah.
I mean, Bruce shouldn't be keeping up that pace.
Oh yeah,
one needs a work-life.
Oh yeah,
balance.
Nightfall. That's how Nightfall started. He was like kind of burning out.
Exactly. Hello,
Hi, Ray from Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast. For those of you who don't know, Moon Knight is like a pale comparison of Batman over at Marvel.
Oh, that's what it is.
Sorry, Ray. You know I gotta get those jabs in. You know I love Moon Knight too. Hey, Ray, catch ya.
Does Moon Knight have a Robin counterpart?
What? He kind of had
like a Moon Squire.
He had he very, very briefly, like in the early 90s, was it, Ray? Wasn't Jeff Wild in like the early 90s? He got Midnight. Yeah, he got like killed. He thought he got killed off, but then he was like taken by a group of villains. And, like, Midnight is the name of his sidekick. He was the son of one of his enemies, and yeah, he thought he got killed off kind of quickly, but then he was like taken and messed up by these villains. It turned him like an evil cyborg. It was a whole thing. I know Moon Knight never wanted him. I know.
So, I guess quickly, since Ray hopped on, who are all of the, like, quote-unquote Batman ripoffs or knockoffs or whatever? I mean, because isn't, like, Owlman kind of supposed to be
Yeah,
Batman?
but he's supposed to be a Batman ripoff because what is that crime syndicate? It's like, they're like the evil versions of the Justice League.
Right, but also, isn't there like an Owlman in Watchmen or something? Or what's that guy's name in Watchmen that's kind of supposed to be the Batman?
Night Owl. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of supposed to be the Batman.
Yeah, he's kind of like a cross between like Batman and Blue Beetle. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So who are other pretty similar Batman types? Because I know people kind of debate, Captain America is kind of like Batman, but then I know people, but Batman's kind of more, Iron Man because they're both billionaires.
I mean, I could see the Iron Man because they're like both rich guys, kind of had to like build their own tech and stuff. Yeah, because Captain America always struck me as like basically like Superman, but without the powers.
Then doesn't he get powers kind of?
I mean, he got the super soldier serum. It kind of makes him, I mean, he's maybe like Olympic level, maybe a little above, but I mean, he's not like, tossing.
I thought he actually kind of got powers with that. Okay. Wait, Nighthawk? Nighthawk? Is that a Batman? Is that a Batman?
Yeah, Nighthawk, yes. He Squadron Supreme over at Marvel, they were like a Justice League ripoff, so they got Nighthawk as like the
Wait, what? Nighthawk's real first name is Richard? I might have to check this guy out.
No, it's not, Ray. It was Cal Richmond. Come on.
Who's Richard Hammond?
I don't know. I know Jim Hammond was the original Human Torch. Yeah, Cal Richmond, dude. I'll excuse the Ray. He's under the weather, so.
Probably okay. Any other Batman type equivalents?
I don't know if you would count Spawn, but it's more like demonic powers and stuff. So.
That seems bad. We don't want Batman to be demonic.
No.
Night Thrasher? Is that a Batman equivalent?
He was like the leader of the New Warriors, like a bunch of teenage heroes. He wore armor, no capes. I don't know he was a rich guy, and his parents were killed by criminals, right? So I kind of get the Batman connection, but the dude rode a skateboard for crying out loud.
But I suppose that gets you to like, what is the essence of Batman? Does he have to be rich?
Well, true. I mean, Night Thrasher was rich, so.
Because I feel like that's more why people say Batman and Iron Man are similar, is because they use a lot of gadgets and they're both rich.
I mean, like now,
and they're smart. But sometimes I think But I mean, I only know Tony Stark through the movies, and he's like really too smart almost. And I mean, he does all this like technique kind of stuff that doesn't seem to be quite as.
And I
don't know. I mean, Tony Stark's not really a detective, right?
No.
He's like a
futurist. But okay. I mean, I tease Ray about Moon Knight, but like, I mean, Moon Knight's got like multiple personalities now. Like back in like the 80s, like he was a rich guy, lived in a mansion. His headquarters was below the house,
I see.
And instead of like in multiple personalities, he just had like different, he had like a Matches Malone, but he was a cab driver named Jake Lockley.
Wait, he was an ex-mercenary? Oh, so he's like Deathstroke too?
Yes, he was an ex-mercenary until he falls in love with this blonde woman, and his partner Bushman double crosses him, kills him, and then he believes Khonshu, the god of the Egyptian god of the moon, brings him back. So
okay, then since you guys both know Marvel stuff, is there a Marvel equivalent to Nightwing?
I'm trying. I've tried to think of this before. I don't know if maybe he never worked for anyone, but I don't know if maybe Daredevil, because the way he moves, he kind of reminds me, and he uses the sticks too. So Maybe it's just because Scott McDaniel's drawn both, so I don't know. But yeah, I don't. Hawkeye.
Isn't Hawkeye from the circus?
Yes, Hawkeye was from the circus, but he wasn't an aerialist. Yeah, he was like, trick shot.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a.
Sometimes, so in the 70s, in the some of the ones when Dick's in college, that's when Spider-Man was kind of coming out, and he kind of makes a crack because Dick's working for the newspaper at the college, and they're like, "Can you get some pictures?" And he's like, "Who do you think I am, Peter Parker or something?" So sometimes I think they're different, but also to a certain extent with the sort of like bantery kind of thing. But I mean, Spider-Man was like never been a sidekick.
Yeah.
Or anything,
Well, I mean, it just hit me like in the 90s.
But his
you remember
parents
the
are
90s
dead.
when they did that Marvel DC, that big crossover fight thing, and then they like merged them into like the amalgam comics. They like merged Marvel and DC characters. He didn't have his own book, but they did combine Moon Knight and Nightwing into what was it? Was it Moonwing or something? I forget the name, but yeah, they merged Nightwing and Moon Knight. I think it was in the Bruce Wayne Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. book. Yeah, because they really split Batman in that thing. There was Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then there was Dark Claw.
Night, yeah, really. Or like Moonwing.
Night.
I like it. Yeah. It'd be for little kids. He like goes around and tells bedtime stories, and he's like, night.
Yeah, it was like Moonwing or something. Yeah. Boy, we got off track.
No, I think maybe someone will write in. Who do you think is the Marvel equivalent to Nightwing? I want to know your thoughts.
There you go, people. Who is the equivalent of Nightwing over in Marvel? I think Daredevil might be the closest. But...
Also, who do you think is who's your vote for the Batman equivalent? I mean,
Okay. I think it's Daredevil. He has the acrobatics. He uses the sticks. Daredevil, Matt Murdock has had many girlfriends because women find him very attractive. So, Rick Jones. Rick Jones. Rick Jones. That was like the Hulk sidekick. Rick Jones as Nomad. Rick Jones was never Nomad, you fool, wasn't he? He was Captain America's Bucky after he got unfrozen after World War II. No, see, you're on medicine or you're on medication or something. No, it was Jack Monroe. Jack Monroe Bucky became Nomad, remember?
I suppose one of the things is, are there really any Marvel? I mean, Marvel didn't have as many sidekicks as DC, right? So there aren't maybe as many. So it's hard to pinpoint. So there isn't really like, because the easy thing would be who's a sidekick that then became a cool hero on his own or her own.
I mean, the only sidekick I can really think of is Bucky. Captain. Bucky Barnes became the Winter Soldier, but I always compare him more to Jason Todd than Dick Grayson.
Well, but Bucky wasn't a kid. Bucky wasn't a kid to Steve's adult, right? Aren't they basically
in the movies age? They were. In the comics, he was kind of more like the kid sidekick during World War II. Yeah, he was. He was very like Robin-esque. Like he even had like a domino mask. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe that's where partially the Captain America Batman thing comes from, because there is that Captain America Batman comic by.
Because I think around that time when they first introduced Dick Grayson, Bucky Barnes became his like kid sidekick partner. Yeah.
Well, Dick definitely won the name game there. I mean, I realize there are issues with being named Dick, but Bucky Barnes, really? Bucky?
And that was like his nickname. Everyone knew him as Bucky, so it's like it really wasn't much of a code name.
Yeah, so it's like Drake.
Exactly. But yeah, I just I don't know if I equate Bucky with Jason Todd, because around the time they brought Jason Todd back from the dead as the Red Hood, they brought Bucky back as the Winter Soldier. So I don't know who was aping who, Marvel or DC, but yeah.
Okay. All right, Ray suggests Jubilee and Shadowcat. Jubilee, I know, is
Yes.
X-Man.
So is
X-woman.
Shadowcat. She was kind of like Wolverine's sidekick before Jubilee. She could like she can be all intangible.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, if anybody has any
That's right, people.
suggestions, let us know. I'm open because clearly I don't really know, so I'll believe almost anything.
All right. So are we done? All right. So
Yep.
all right. Before we get out of here, guess everyone, go check out Ray on Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast, but he also talks DC with his other host Connor, because every show he has a co-host named Connor. Go check him out talking DC on Last Sons of Krypton, a Superman podcast. Ray, I just saw that today that Connor was on with Tyler on Krypton Report episode 150, and then you were on with me and Lilith on Before the Bat episode 150, where we talked Contagion for over 2 hours. All 12 parts.
Dang.
All right.
It's very timely
That's
right
right.
now.
I was like, oh, take your minds off the, Corona and listen to Contagion. All right. So yes.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, listen to Ray on Into the Night and Last Sons of Krypton.
Out of the gooch.
There he is.
The big bazooka.
All right. So, but send us your thoughts. We still got like 6 more issues of Batman Prodigal.
Yes, we're halfway done. I want to know who you think is the Marvel equivalent of Nightwing.
So send us your thoughts on the rest of Prodigal, or even send us your thoughts on the first half. We'll read them and comment on them. And yes, who is Marvel's Nightwing? But can anyone, equal Nightwing? No, he's better than Batman. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter. Follow the YouTube channel for Capes and Lunatics. Follow everything all in one convenient place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And remember to support the sponsors: Tweaked Audio, Hunt to Killer, Pod Life the book, now in digital and paperback. And while you're buying books, go get Kristen's book from a few years ago, Dick Grayson Boy Wonder. Because if you're listening to this, you're a Nightwing fan. Hey, Ray, go get Dick Grayson Boy Wonder. It's on Amazon. See? You want to learn about Nightwing, Ray, and Dick Grayson? Pick up this book, Dick Grayson Boy Wonder. Oh, will do. See? Oh, I just sold you a book.
Oh, thanks. I look forward to the dollar I'll get for it later.
And Ray, you and when everyone else goes to buy your books, and you go on Amazon and buy your toilet paper right now, use the Southgate Media Group link for Amazon right down there in the show notes, and send some money to Rob, Master Doom Southgate, to help support the network and bring you such fine quality shows as the Nightwing News.
Go back and look at my history, and you will find out I am right so much more often than I'm wrong. Mark my words.
What an egomaniac. All right. And again, I know you never plug anything.
I'm going to save that and tell it to my students. Just load it up onto my Blackboard site. Mark my words. I am right more often than I am wrong.
Mark my words.
Oh, the other. Yeah. So you don't have anything else, right? Because you never want to plug yours. All right.
Nah, I'm good.
Gobble gobble.
Thank you, Ray. All right, everyone. See what you get for showing up, Ray. Thank you, everyone. Yes, that's right, Ray. Go pick up Dick Grayson Boy Wonder, learn all about Dick Grayson, and then join us on our journey the rest of the year through
our journey the rest of the year.
Well, hell, you have to start listening from the beginning. Last year or two, we did once a month. Now this year, for his 80th anniversary, we're doing every week.
Ray, a journey of 160 comics begins with a single book.
Seriously, I know Batman's not your favorite. You'll like Nightwing better than Batman, right? You're homesick. You need something to do. You're an old man like me, Ray. Don't be using bullshit. All right, everyone. Join us next time. Same wing time. Same wing channel.
Same wing channel.
News. 9 Graysons. I don't even know what that means.